Welcome back to the channel. I'm Larry and you're watching No Cash Garage. Today I got my 2000 F-150 with the 5.4 liter. I just did an engine swap on this truck a while back, and when I did the engine swap I got in a hurry and I got a little rampy with a couple of the bolts on the EGR valve and I busted it off when I was taking the engine out of the 2003 wreck truck. And when I done that, I went ahead and just threw the just used the vacuum lines and the throttle body off the 2000 5.4 instead of using the 2003 throttle body. And you're saying, well, it's only a couple years, there's not much difference. There is just a little bit of difference. And I'm gonna take this one off and I'm gonna put the other one on, and when I get this one off, I'll lay them side by side and show you. There's hardly any difference, but there is just a few vacuum lines differences. This truck runs great, except for once it gets warm, it surges. You know, at the stoplight and when you're cruising down the road, it's got a little bit of a surge to it, and that's because it's got a vacuum leak. And I'll show you that I got all kinds of stuff going on underneath here with the vacuum lines. The 99 and 2000s has long vacuum lines, and they're strung out all over the top of the engine. The 03 has a small new system that comes, it's just a foot or so of vacuum lines. There's not a whole lot to it. And it feeds the same exact stuff, but they did shortcuts when they put this one together. It's a lot better setup. You don't have as many vacuum lines. It really does nothing for horsepower or throttle response. You know, it's not a modification, but it's benefit or a performance modification benefit. But it is a benefit as far as these trucks were notorious for surging. A pain in the butt. You're always messing with them. The last 99 I had to take the throttle body clear off of it, clean it all out, and then replace a bunch of the little vacuum line tips. There's not that many on this 2003, so let's get started, and then when I get this one off, I'll throw it on a bench down here and we'll compare the two. Blanket, so I got something to rest against. I'm gonna try to take this off of here with as many pieces still on it as I can. Just lay that up out of my way. That one goes around the back. I'll pull that off. Lay that up here. See, here's, I don't know if you can see with this thing. Let me get this out of the way. This big vacuum line, or set of vacuum lines that come across the top here, that's got all the green tape on it right there where somebody's tried to fix the vacuum leak before. And it comes over here and it goes into a cluster of vacuum lines, and I can see that one's cracked and weathered right there. So this will all get eliminated, and there's going to be a small little set of vacuum lines that plug in here into there, and it comes around the front and takes care of that. It eliminates a bunch of crap that's up in here. So let's see, we're going to start here. We might as well start with this dude right here. Yep, 32 millimeter. Take this EGR nut off. Now it's not too bad because I just had this off, like I said, a couple weeks ago, so it's, that dude was easy to come loose. If it's been on there for a few years, they're a little harder to get off. that down off there because I don't like leaving them sockets and stuff laying up here. I'm going to take the throttle body off. All right, so I've got some vacuum lines there. I'm going to take that vacuum line with us. That's part of this system over here. Come over here and take this one loose. Take this with us. All right, now, sorry, what's in the back, I think that's it. Oh, I do believe that's the whole system. All right. All right, I got the throttle body off the 99. This is the 99 throttle body. And then over here, I got the 2003 throttle body, and I'm going to show you the differences in them right here. All right, this is the 99, and it looks like somebody's put a new idle air control on it. And the 99 has the ports almost like the 2003, but on the 2003, there's an extra port right here. And then on the 2003, it has a little water cooler thing. I don't know that that does much, but it has this vacuum line. It goes over, this goes over to the PVC valve, comes around to the back of the intake, and then there's a plastic tube that goes into the back of the intake for vacuum. And then this line plugs in, and the EGR goes on here. I don't have the EGR valve. I'm going to take this one off of here. But this is the line system on the 99. It comes around the front, goes over, goes into a T, goes into a little, another rubber little line hose. It comes over, and it goes into this bundle that goes in the back side over here. Right here, and there's 3 lines that go in there. That always leaks right there. Over here, you have just this big one, and it goes into this tube for the PVC. That's it. You don't have all these other lines. On the 2003, I know this is a mess. On the 2003, you have one line that comes over and plugs in over behind the battery. And I'll show you that once I get it in there. And then these other lines come over, hook in there. Here's your, for your fuel pressure. Then this line goes over and hooks up underneath your brake booster. And then this goes in the top of the EGR. You don't have all them crazy fittings and everything in here and adapters to make all this work. So you have a lot less vacuum line. You have a lot less vacuum line leakage, and it's a whole lot better setup than this one. I have a lot less issues with the 2003 than you do this one. So what I'll do is I'll throw this EGR valve on that throttle body, and then I'll stick it back on, and we'll fire it up, and that'll take care of my vacuum leak and my surging. And that'll have me fixed up and ready to go. I got to pull an excavator Saturday morning over to the church and dig up a little bit of conduit and run some power for a sign. So I got to get this thing going so I can pull the trailer and the excavator. All right, let's get started over here. Got my first truck when I was 3. Drove 100,000 miles on my knees. You know, something women like about a pickup man, and I got plenty of them things laying around here, I'll tell you that. Got my throttle body swapped out. Man, she runs like a dream, man. I cannot believe it. She runs so good. Actually, she was running rough enough that when I was cruising around before, I even told my father-in-law, me and him was doing a little bit of work, went and picked up some stuff at an auction. And I said, it just feels underpowered compared to the 2003 F-150 what we got. So I told him that surge, I said, I got to get that throttle body changed, and I got some bad vacuum lines. So I got it switched, I drove it around. Man, this thing runs good. I got a little bit of my power back. I think that I'm right on course, man, with the other truck. And I got a few things I want to do to this. Let's take a look at what I got done here. I changed out that throttle body. It had the vacuum lines that come over and hooked in over here, and they went clear back across over, hooked in here, hooked into the top of the EGR valve, into the fuel pressure regulator. The new throttle body has the extra port up there. The lines go across the front, just just a couple little lines go across. And then right back here, I don't know if you can see that in the back of the throttle body here. It comes out the side, goes over to the PVC and stuff. That big clump of lines is gone, so it's just that one line that goes around the back and comes over to PVC and hooks into there in that little Y. And it eliminates all that stuff hanging over the top of your throttle body and your intake. And it just runs so good, and then it's going to be easier to work on. You know, if you get a surge, and surges can be caused by anything. Vacuum leaks, the number one thing. It could be a mass airflow sensor. That little elbow on the back for the vacuum line in the back that goes into the intake, that little 90, them crack and get loose and lose a little rubber O-ring when you turn them and pull them out, and that gets bad. So there's a whole bunch of different things, but I like this setup. I done it to a 99 F-150 that I had a long time ago. I done that when I had a bunch of vacuum line where the T-fittings are that crack and break. I took in, switched it out for the 2003 setup. I went to the pull apart and got everything I needed for like 25 or 35 bucks. It wasn't nothing. So I'm good to go. I will give you guys a warning real quick that I noticed when I put this engine in. I did make a video on switching this engine out. I don't know if I might use it, but I don't know. But I will show you something that I come across when I got this. The guy had put a bunch of stuff on this truck, and he installed water pump. I mean, everything. Brand new cylinder heads, brand new timing chain and gears. I mean, everything would have been changed. And he went online and bought a set of fuel injectors, brand new fuel injectors. And you can buy these, and I got the number off the side of them, and they're like 140 bucks for a whole set of injectors. Do not buy them. Do not go to the Amazon and buy fuel injectors, because these things are junk. And they got the all plastic body. This is the factory. It's the Bosch or the Motorcraft. Buy a good brand of fuel injector. Don't buy that cheap crap. It does make a difference. A lot of people say it doesn't, but it does make a difference. Your injectors are important. You might get a good aftermarket one that's not metal body, but you can tell the difference on if you go to the pull apart and get injectors out. And it looks like it's got a nice new set in that engine. Just take your little magnet, touch it. If it's the plastic ones, I don't like them. I don't use them. I like the metal body ones. And this one, I used all the ones out of the 2003 in this truck, which I already knew was the good ones. I got a whole set of brand new injectors here, and they ain't worth the crap. I got a little adapter. I just cut off another harness, made me a little adapter, and you can plug them in there, and you can put a rubber hose on the end of this, a 9-volt battery, put a little bit of fuel in there and give it some air pressure and hit it with the 9-volt, and you can tell the difference in this one and the factory fuel injectors. You can tell the difference in the cheap ones, because this just puts out a small mist, not even a stream. None of these did. They all sucked. These metal body ones put out a real nice good spray and a stream. So that's when I put that engine, that's the way I went. So it looks like I'm done with this truck for now. I don't know if I'll post a video on changing a sensor on the wheel. I don't know if anybody wants to see that, but I'll record it just in case. I might add it in with some other stuff. I'm kind of in the Joe Diffie mode this week. John Deere green on the Gator, and now I guess I'm being the pickup man here. So I guess that's it for this video. we're gonna push the 856 in, and I'm gonna split that dude in half. So I'll have a video probably Tuesday in a couple days on getting the motor out of that 856, I do believe. All right, I appreciate you watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and go back through a few of my videos and share them. You know, if you don't mind, share a few of them videos, get them out there, and maybe I make something happen out of this mess. Appreciate you watching. Thank you.